Am I the a-hole for leading my coworker on? Some background. I'm a 22-year-old woman working in the front office of a school, and I've only been there for about a month. Despite the short time, I started to form some friendships with my coworkers, and I genuinely thought the guy who claims I was leading him on was one of those friends. He's 26, and we got along pretty well, or at least I thought so. Earlier this week, my ex-boyfriend, who is 23, came to the school to pick up his niece early. This wasn't surprising at all. We live in the same area, and I was close with his sisters while we were together. In fact, when they found out I was going to work at this school, his sister decided to enroll her daughter here. So it wasn't a shock to see him walk through the doors. When he came in, I made sure I was the one to attend to him. I wanted to say hi and catch up a bit. As we were waiting for his niece to be brought up to the office, we chatted for a few minutes. It was a casual conversation, nothing deep or emotional, and honestly, I didn't feel uncomfortable at all. I'm pretty sure I didn't appear uncomfortable either. I was just talking to someone I knew. While I was in the middle of this conversation with my ex, my coworker, the one I thought was my friend, suddenly walked up to me. He tried to wrap his arm around my waist and pull me close to him in this weirdly possessive way. That, right there, made me extremely uncomfortable. I immediately stepped away from him and, trying to keep things calm and not make a scene, I asked him what he was doing. I was polite about it, just genuinely confused. He pulled me aside, away from my ex, and explained that he thought I looked uncomfortable talking to my ex and that he was just trying to help me out. He said he was attempting to do that thing where if a woman seems uncomfortable in public, someone might step in, act like they know her, and get her out of the situation. I understood what he was trying to do, but I wasn't uncomfortable, and I certainly didn't need rescuing. I told him as much, that I was fine and he didn't need to worry about it. I tried to keep it light because I didn't want to make a big deal out of it or embarrass him. But later, during our break, he approached me again. This time, he wanted to explain a bit more. He told me that he thought it was okay to touch me like that because we're both interested in each other. This statement caught me completely off guard. I was genuinely confused because, from my perspective, there had never been anything between us beyond a friendly, professional rapport. He could see I was confused, so he started elaborating, saying that we had been flirting with each other for weeks. He could see I was confused, so he started elaborating, saying that we had been flirting with each other for weeks. Now, I want to make it absolutely clear that I was never flirting with him. I was just being friendly, the same way I am with everyone else at work. Since my ex and I broke up in April, I've been pretty focused on that. We ended things with the understanding that we might try again in the future. So honestly, I haven't even been interested in flirting with anyone else or even thinking about anyone else in that way. I explained this to my coworker, trying to be as gentle as possible because I didn't want to hurt his feelings. When I told him I wasn't interested and that I was still thinking about potentially getting back together with my ex, he looked genuinely upset. And honestly, I felt a little bad, but I don't think I was in the wrong. I never led him on or gave him any reason to believe there was something more between us. I was just being myself. Then, yesterday, I received a few texts from him and another coworker he's close with. The texts basically accused me of leading him on and being an asshole for it. They said I should have told him I wasn't interested from the beginning and that I was just as scared to admit that I actually liked him. It was pretty harsh, and I was taken aback by how strong their words were. I didn't think I had done anything wrong. I always treated him the same way I treated everyone else. So now, I'm left wondering, am I really the a-hole here? I genuinely don't think I was flirting or leading him on in any way. I think there was a misunderstanding on his part, but I don't feel like I did anything wrong. I was just being friendly and doing my job.